1 hour per day, I truly believe that you can master absolutely anything in only 1 hour per day. If you can just devote consistent, and I mean an hour a day, every single damn day. Of course, there may be exceptions, but you know, there could be exceptions that come up. But I would recommend that you develop a habit of spending an hour a day on whatever task or anything that you want to achieve in your life, whether it's personal, professional, physical, financial, spiritual, relationship, anything whatsoever. If you can devote 1 hour of time and commit to it and be disciplined 1 hour per day, every single day, it's only a matter of time. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you will have achieved that goal. You will have mastered that technique or skill or whatever it is that you want. And here's the thing, guys. There's a great book that I've read many times now. And it's funny that you sometimes read books and you learn concepts and you don't realize how profound they are until a much later date. And I've always found this book called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. That's O-L-S-E-N. It's called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. I highly encourage you to go pick that up. Pick up the audiobook if you'd rather listen to it. It's a very easy read. It's a short book, small book. But it talks about building the power of habit and how habit compounded over time will it will produce significant results. And you know, Albert Einstein, when somebody questioned him one time, and again, there's another cliche I'm going to screw up, right? Or a quote that I'm going to screw up, but somebody asked Albert Einstein what the most powerful force in the universe was. And he answered very quickly, compound interest. Well, that's the same thing with building habits. Look, again, either you create your habits or your habits create you. And so if you devote just, I say an hour a day because that's where I found to be the magic number. If it's less than that, and you can start off with less, and we're going to talk about that. You can start off with less than an hour a day. You'll find that when you start to practice this daily, to start developing the habit, you will start finding additional time that you can add to that daily habit practice. Because you'll start seeing results, and it will motivate you to find additional time so that you can add it to that daily habit practice. If you don't have an hour to commit right off the bat, I'm going to say bullshit, number one, but I'm still going to give you some leeway, and we'll talk about some additional ways to find additional time in the next section. But when it starts, The Slight Edge, Jeff Olson, you know, he talks about compound effort. So you start small, but you just consistently do it every single day, whatever it is. Again, weight loss, learning a new skill for your business, learning to write copy, learning to run pay-per-click marketing campaigns, right? PPC marketing campaigns, advertising campaigns. You know, those are all things, by the way, those are all skills that are kind of good to have if you're in the digital marketing business, but a lot of that stuff you should be outsourcing because that's a technical skill. And as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you should be focusing on sales and marketing and not technical fulfillment. And I say that only because I got my start as a technical SEO. And I started building an agency. When I say SEO, for those of you that aren't online marketers, that means search engine optimization. And so I got my start doing technical SEO, and I got really good at that. And so I started to build an agency based upon me performing technical SEO, me doing the fulfillment, right? And what I found, I still own that agency today. I still have many clients and it's doing well, but what I found was because I was the one that did all the fulfillment, I could only scale to a certain point. It was very difficult. And now looking back, I'm building a second agency right now. It's a national agency now that's focused in a particular industry, but I'm building it to scale now where I don't do any of the order fulfillment. That's outsourced, or I have trusted providers that can fulfill the services that I'm selling so that I can focus on sales and marketing, because sales and marketing is where you make the money, guys. Get out of working in your business and start working on your business. So those of you that are technical people, maybe you don't want to actually start your own business. Maybe you have an idea that you want to start your own business, but if you are thinking about just being the person that fulfills the stuff, then it's going to be very difficult for you to get on the front end, the lead gen and marketing and sales side of things. And even if you do end up doing that, you're going to constantly be in an up and down cycle of marketing, generating leads and sales, and then fulfilling those sales. And during that time that you're fulfilling those sales, your marketing and lead gen and marketing and sales are going to go down, because you're going to stop marketing so that you can fulfill the orders that you sold, right? And the problem with that is it's a never-ending cycle, because then once you get those orders fulfilled, then you turn the marketing machine back on and it goes up. You start getting some leads, you start making some calls, or getting some inbound calls, whatever, however you are marketing your services. And then all of a sudden, boom, you got to fulfill again. And so now it's going to be a constant never-ending battle. And in my opinion, in retrospect, because of my experience now, it's better to focus on the sales and marketing side of things and let the order fulfillment be handled by a party a third party, or somebody in-house perhaps, that's all that they do, so that you can constantly keep the pipeline full of leads and prospects, and the fulfillment, it will be done by a third party that has the ability to scale or take on more volume, right? And so anyways, I'm sorry I got off on a little bit of a tangent there, but what I wanted to mention was, because compounded over time, this an hour a day habit, I think you can master any skill. And I just want to warn you, caution you to develop this hour per day habit towards the things that are going to produce the most reward for you, right? That are going to give you the best results. And personally, I don't think devoting an hour per day to learning technical SEO is the smartest thing, unless you have, you're a part of a company or a team where you can scale and grow based upon a particular skill, like technical SEO, for example, or PPC management, whatever, and you have a team or partner or something else that's keeping the pipeline full. My point is, if you're a solopreneur, I would suggest that you start looking for, and again, I got my start doing the technical side of things, but I would recommend that you would find providers to do that, and then you can focus on keeping the pipeline full, because that's where you're going to make your money, not fulfilling orders, guys. Your money is made in the sales side of things, client acquisition, right? So anyways, I'm sorry I got off on a tangent there. The slight edge compounded over time, I recommend that you would spend an hour per day developing skills that are going to produce the most effect, not pigeonhole you, okay? So start with one goal. When I talk about an hour per day, guys, an hour per day is not that difficult to come up with. I don't care how damn busy you think you are. If somebody wants to tell me right now, and I can hear some of you in the audience right now when I say an hour per day, well, I don't have an hour per day. Bullshit. You've got an hour per day. If you tell me that you don't have an hour per day to devote towards achieving goals that are going to produce for you and your family, and going to improve the quality of your life and your family's life, and going to reduce your stress, make you a more happy, more confident person, if you're going to tell me you don't have an hour for that, well, then I'm going to start asking you some additional tough questions. Do you watch TV at night? Do you? If you do, don't tell me you don't have an hour per day to work on goal setting and achieving, right? Because that's total bullshit, guys. If you watch any TV at all at night, then that's time that could have been spent working on developing these habits, okay? Now, I'm not saying there's not a time and a place. I'm just saying, think about where you are now is exactly where you should be based upon the decisions you've made for the last couple of years. And if watching TV every night was one of those things, one of those habits that you've developed, and you feel like it's necessary for your comfort and, to reduce stress and all that kind of stuff, okay, great. But but you're stressed out, right? You're not achieving your goal that you want to achieve. You're not progressing as fast as you want to be, or as you want to. You're not where you want to be professionally yet. And so isn't that causing stress? So my point is, what is more stressful? Achieving your goal and not having TV, or having TV and not achieving your goal and being stressed out about not achieving your goal? Does that make sense? So my point is, if you watch TV at night at all, then you've got some time that you can stop watching TV and devote that time to your goal setting and achievement. Number 2, do you check email or Facebook notifications 300 times per day? Come on, guys, be honest. Huh? How many times do you check your email in a work day? How many times do you check Facebook notifications or Twitter or whatever your social media platform of choice is? And if you do, if you check those dozens of times per day like most of us do, then start making a note of that. Become aware of how many times you do it and stop yourself. And because all of those add up, you might think, oh, it's only going to take me a couple of seconds. But what happens when one of those Facebook posts catches your attention, and you click through or you start reading the comments? God forbid you get caught up for 10 or 12 minutes in a stupid Facebook thread that means nothing, right? That means nothing to you and your family, but yet somehow you got caught up in it. Or a YouTube video that means nothing, right? Or an email that's pitching another the grass is always greener product, right? And so you go watch the sales video. You say, oh, it's only going to take me a minute, but you go start watching the sales video, you go read through the stupid sales letter, and next thing you know, you wasted another 10, 12, 15 minutes. And God forbid you actually purchase the damn product, because now you've got another distraction that's going to keep you from achieving your goals. So my point is guys, like, those are just two examples: TV and Facebook and email as or any social media platform for that matter, as distractions that you could eliminate and redirect that time that was wasted, not invested. That's time wasted, guys. And invest that time into something that's going to serve you and your family. It's going to set you up for bigger and better things, right? And improve the quality of your life. So when you focus clearly every single day on your goal, plus the action required, plus the positive feelings that you're going to get from achieving that goal, you'll become absolutely unstoppable. And so that's going to lead us right into our daily goal exercise.